Tyler Reddick, despite all odds, goes back-to-back to start the 2026 NASCAR season. A look back at Atlanta, an early look at the championship, an early look. We're not going to get too serious, but I am excited to talk about points, Alex. And one more thing. Is Carson Hocevar the next Dale Earnhardt? Oh, I said it. Oh, no one else is going to say it. That and more hot topics later. But Zach and Alex back with you on the Gay Racing Podcast, back in our usual settings. Alex was with me last week.
That was so fun last week.
Yeah, it was fun. Such a good time. But
yeah,
now we got to go back to our jobs.
Boo.
Boo. Oh my gosh. I wish
right
this
before
was
we started recording, Zach's complaining about work. I'm just like,
oh my God.
Girl.
Couldn't see, subscribe to our Patreon. If all of you just subscribe to our Patreon, maybe we could do this full time. I don't know. I'm just kidding.
But we have a lot of Patreon comments to get to. Lots to talk about with Atlanta. Tyler Reddick went back to back. Did not see that coming.
Yeah, I didn't see
Atlanta
that coming. And I said to you last night, like, him winning Atlanta makes Daytona feel even more convincing to me.
Yeah.
And if you just look at the numbers, like, Tyler Reddick has won 3 of the last 12 super speedway races, which is like pretty impressive considering the type of racing we're doing. And I don't know how many of those Toyota have won in general, but like there's a pattern. There's a pattern with Tyler Reddick.
Reddick's one of the few who has won all 3 Daytona, Atlanta, and Talladega. Is he the only one?
Byron, I don't think Byron's won Talladega, but
Blaney hasn't won Atlanta.
Certainly Keselowski hasn't won Atlanta. Good Lord.
I guess Logano. Has Logano won Talladega? I guess so.
Yeah, way back in the day, 2018.
Has Logano won Atlanta? I guess.
Yeah, he's won Atlanta twice. I picked him.
So Logano's done it.
So Logano's done it. But yeah,
not many people.
And yeah, Tyler Reddick and again Toyota. I mean, we kind of said this last week. It's like Toyota's kind of the new Penske at these super speedways, especially yesterday. Like Penske, they tried to control the race a little bit, but the Toyotas just had superior handling. But what's
specifically 2311?
Yeah. And there's a lot I kind of want to say about that, but I don't know if I'll say it this episode because like we've just had 2 super speedway races. Yeah. Basically like Toyota's kind of looking like the favorites for me, like going into the season. 2311 especially, like them, you know, coming off that lawsuit, they're still riding this huge wave of momentum. Bubba Wallace has been just as competitive as Tyler Reddick, but again, we're also just talking about 2 super speedway races. So the roll racing doesn't start till, not even next week. I have a road course next week.
Yeah.
But,
Tyler Reddick only led 1 lap at Daytona, but Atlanta, he led the most laps in their race with 53 laps. I didn't realize that until I was looking through all the stats on NASCAR's website. And Bubba Wallace led a bunch of laps again as well. That's 2 weeks in a row. He's led a bunch. 2311, man, they're here to play. We'll talk about points. We're going to talk about the point standings in NASCAR later. Week 2 of the season.
It's so weird. We've never covered NASCAR where points actually mattered like this. It's going to be so fun.
Like usually we're not talking about the playoffs until like July. It is February. We are talking about the championship. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm.
But Atlanta, such a good race. Top 5 were Reddick, Briscoe, Chastain, Hocevar, and Suarez. All 3 races this weekend in Atlanta were fantastic. Truck, the O'Reilly Series, and the Cup race. Each one was a banger.
And normally the O'Reilly race has been kind of mid at Atlanta lately, but even that was like really good. Like best track in NASCAR, 100%. This is what super speedway racing was like to us when we were kids. Yeah. Like it's such a good product. Just seeing them dive down into turn 1 is just so exciting. We're talking about Carson Hocevar in a little bit. Mr. Excitement. He was so exciting.
The Hurricane.
The Hurricane. I like that. Hurricane Hocevar. It's just such a great track. I talked about this when Chase Elliott won in the summer. It lets drivers show their skill, but it's not all about like, you know, having the fastest car. I mean, hell, Tyler Reddick won without a right front fender yesterday, which, you know, late race restarts, but still.
Are they going to make a race win diecast of that car?
I saw a tweet yesterday where it's like Lionel is sweating right now.
Cause like, that'd be a cool one to get.
I don't know if, like when does a car like that ever win? I think Surely from the mold, you can just cut off the quarter panel. I assume it's not that hard, but
yeah, I don't know.
I don't know how that gets made, because I feel like one of my Larson diecast, like the rear quarter panel is like kind of somewhat missing, because like he blew it when he did burnouts. But anyways,
not the first time Larson blew it, because Larson spun himself off of Shane Van Gisbergen in this race coming to the end of one of the stages. Zach, that didn't look good.
No, it didn't.
I'm shocked you're wearing a Larson sweatshirt.
That's true. Why did I was cold. To be fair, I was just cold.
You were cold.
I really was just cold. I didn't do this on purpose. Yeah, that was bad. That was bad. And this is the stuff that the 5 team really needs to get under control. And when I say the 5 team, I mean Kyle Larson. I don't really know what else to say. Like, that's just kind of just I get how, like, you know, you're not paying attention to somebody like down there, and the spotter didn't make it 110% clear. They only made it 95% clear. I don't know, because I don't really like, it's just embarrassing. I don't know. I don't
we have a Patreon comment from Blake, a recurring Patreon commenter whenever we have a thing with Kyle Larson.
As soon as he did it yesterday, I was like, oh, Blake's typing.
Blake says, completely indefensible. I don't care that the spotter tried to take responsibility. He was yelling still inside at least 3 times before Kyle drove directly into the door of SVG. If Larson wants to contend in this new system, he needs to learn that wins will no longer bail you out from DNFs.
Yeah.
And Blake did go on to say, also, say what you will about Larson, but he gave a full interview and took full responsibility and accountability for the incident.
Yeah. I mean, that's what I expect from him, but
yeah,
you can't do that. You can't do that in this format now, because these races do mean something. And especially Larson, I mean, he also wrecked at Daytona. I don't even think he's above the chase cut line right now. And yeah, again, it's just 2 races, but things aren't looking too good to start the season. And especially when we come down to it, and the 5 team is going to be in the hunt for like the regular season championship and all those bonus points. It's going to be a lot harder now to, you know, guarantee that.
Yeah, for sure. I thought that Larson incident was just really bad look for him. Again, it's good he took accountability, but this happens so often. He's a 2-time champion, and he's still making moves like this very often. Like, you're going to see drivers make weird mistakes like Logano and Hamlin do, these veterans of the sport. But Larson, this happens way too often.
I mean,
I feel.
Yeah, coming to the stage, he didn't get any stage points. Like, go get your points. Yeah. This is going to be a theme this year, and it's also a theme with the next person we're talking about, Carson Hocevar. The transition from playoff racing to big picture racing, because this chase format is going to reward big picture racing a lot more, at least 10 times more than the playoff format. And that's something that Kyle Larson has to learn, something Carson Hocevar has to learn. And you kind of think of these 2 guys, they're 2 different generations, but Larson started in what year? 2014, the first year of the elimination playoffs. And it's something that all of these drivers are going to have to, you might not think it's a big deal, but it really is a mindset shift. When you've gone races and races and races, knowing that winning is everything, now it's winning is not everything. It's a big deal. 5th place is kind of nice too, though, especially coming down to stage 2. Get those 6 points, dude.
Yep.
And so let's talk about Carson Hocevar.
So Carson Hocevar, I know you just tee this up, but I want to start with this because we're about points.
Yes.
You said yesterday that Hocevar has this mentality of winning you're in still. And that's all he's known. Like you said, Kyle Larson's known that his whole Cup career, but Carson Hocevar has known that his entire NASCAR career, from truck all the way up to Cup. That's all he's known.
He was like our age. He is our age. Like, he is our age, basically, even younger. Like, he watched the elimination playoffs when he was a kid. Yeah. Like, that's not even just what he's known when he's racing. That's what he's known watching NASCAR.
And that's something we've talked about, is that with that old format, is that it's going to create issues sort of like what he does, where they don't know, like, respect on the track and things like that. But with Carson Hocevar, you were also saying yesterday to me that he was making smart and exciting moves, right? But then
Yes.
there was a text exchange between you and I where I'm like, well, it was the penultimate restart. I'm like, well, Hocevar is going to be a weapon here. And you said, nah, he's been smart all day. It ain't going to happen. And then he takes a hole that's not there. And then I respond to you, what happened?
Yeah.
Would you like to give your insight?
Well, I said that because there were two moments in the last few weeks. One of the dual race he was in the Cup car, and then the truck race the day before at Atlanta. And both times he was second place and decided not to make a move. He stayed with what was basically a Chevy teammate in both situations. I found that really interesting by him because normally broadcast is saying it. Hocevar goes for every move, every hole, every opportunity.
Yeah.
And he does. And he learns from it. And yesterday, especially, he was very calculated, aggressive, but calculated. There were a few blocks yesterday that were a little like he almost put Bubba in the wall, which I didn't like, but it is what it is. They didn't wreck. Definitely cut some people off yesterday, but he's been really calculated. I feel like he's cleaner than what Ross Chastain used to be. I feel like Ross was wrecking people like every other race, it felt like. Now, Hocevar is, he had this thing last summer with Stenhouse, but
sorry to cut you off. The teardown compared him to Joey Logano and Brad Keselowski from like 10 years ago when they were in incidents. People were criticizing them over and over. Do you think it's kind of like them? Because this incident specifically reminded me a little bit of 2014 Texas with Jeff Gordon and Brad Keselowski. And honestly, I don't think it's as bad as that was. And that was like peak controversy at the time. It resulted in a big fight and everything. But do you think it's similar to Brad and Joey maybe?
As soon as the incident happened, that's exactly what I thought of.
Really?
I was like, I've seen this before. I heard Alan Bestwick in my head.
Yeah.
The difference is Hocevar hasn't won yet, but we know he's going to.
Yeah.
It's not like a Ty Gibbs situation. Like, we know Hocevar, he should have probably won a race already. I mean, he's been competing for them.
Last year, I compared him to Kyle Larson. He's similar to Larson and how he's going to get so close and then he takes himself out of it or something goes wrong, as we saw a lot last year. He's definitely going to win races.
And Larson took till his third year. Elliott too. They took their third year to get their first career win. Hocevar is no different. He is exactly like Logano and Keselowski. And, as much flack as they got and the respect that they had to somewhat earn, that they still struggle to earn from some of their peers sometimes, they still won championships. And that's the thing about Hocevar. And I mean, people will go as far to compare him to Dale Earnhardt. I mean, people didn't like Dale Earnhardt back during his prime. He wrecked people. He was dirty. That's how Earnhardt raced.
We've criticized Carson for saying publicly, like, he has no interest in making friends. He has no interest in just having relationships at the track. He goes there, drives his car, looks to try win races. And although I can be critical of that, I do in a way respect it because he knows what he wants, right?
I don't even know if we were critical of it. I think I found it. I don't know if I was critical of it. It's interesting. I don't know if I was critical of it because I'm like, that's a racer mentality. That's what Joey Logano says. He doesn't care about anybody. I mean, you're on the racetrack. You can't. Even your teammates, you just can't. If you're, especially to go for these wins. The problem is, again, one, Hocevar hasn't won yet, and two, a dumb move is a dumb move. Like, that was a low percentage move. What was your plan? I mean, either way, and I don't even think, no matter what Hocevar does, I know what he wanted to do. He wanted to split up the Toyotas because the Toyotas are going to work with each other. He wants Bell out of the picture. Well, that certainly did happen.
That happened.
That did happen. But it didn't really matter anyways because there was still like the 2311 cars on the bottom. If there's also a way to split them up to where like you push Bell out in front, but then again, like then if you try to pass Bell, the Toyotas behind you aren't going to work with you. I don't think there was a win for Hocevar there. The best move Hocevar could have made, I don't think him wrecking the 20 had to be it. There surely was something that was a higher percentage move, just pushing the 20, staying in line, seeing what would happen after that. Because, I mean, that wreck goes a different way. Hocevar, you get wrecked, and now the points that you really need after you having a really good day, gone. We need points, especially if we want to make the chase.
Well, let's react to some of our Patreon comments. We have 3 who aren't very happy with Carson and 1 who's more kind to Carson here.
More kind to Carson. Okay.
Yeah. So let's go. Patreon member Brendan says, was pulling for Hocevar to not do anything dumb, but his checkers or wreckers attitude really isn't serving him well.
That attitude. He's got to get that attitude adjustment. We're in the chase.
Patreon member Jesse says, WTF Hocevar reminded me of the terror Chastain was a few years back. Hocevar is just reckless and will get someone hurt. He's such a child. And
I can see strong feelings like that. I I don't necessarily agree, but
who does that remind you of? It kind of sounds like something like people were saying about Dale Earnhardt in the 90s. Yeah.
I wasn't alive, but it sounded like
I've watched
Chastain,
there's a documentary every year, Zach. I think I get the gist of what Dale Earnhardt was.
I just feel like awkward when I say it's like, oh, this is just like Dale Earnhardt when I wasn't there to witness it.
Right.
But we all know what Dale Earnhardt was.
But that sentiment is very similar to what people said about Dale Earnhardt, from what I've heard. I was a little baby in 98 to 01. Last negative comment about Hocevar is from Finley. I just don't see it with Hocevar. Yes, he's talented and has pace. He also hasn't really improved in 3 years of cup racing. He said under Red that no one wants to work with him. Well, everything else on those restarts underlined why that is.
I don't agree with that he hasn't improved.
I think he's improved.
I feel like, I don't know if maybe his racecraft.
He could have won 3 races last year, 100%. And he could have won the first 2 races this year.
You could say his racecraft should have improved more. That's fair. But his pace has improved majorly. Spire in general too. I wanted to bring that up that no one's working with him at the end, and honestly, I think that's why a car with no front quarter panel won the race. Yeah. I think if there was any other Chevy up there, they might have gotten more help. But either way, there was still just so many Toyota up there. I don't know if it would have made a difference. I found that interesting. But no one's working. And listen, that is the thing. As these super speedway races have become more team oriented, manufacturer oriented, Dale Earnhardt did not race in an era like that either.
Right.
He didn't have this problem. Also, he didn't have this problem at Daytona and Talladega because he was also just stupid fast there, and people want to work with him anyways.
Yeah.
Kind of like Austin Hill in the O'Reilly series.
Yeah.
But Hocevar here at Atlanta, I definitely kind of noticed yesterday, no one's going to help him. And that could be something that struggles him going forward.
Our episode for this race a year ago is called, I believe, Nobody Likes Carson Hocevar.
Yes.
Or something like that. Everybody hates Carson Hocevar or something like that. It's a year later, we're talking about the exact same thing.
Yeah, because he turned Ryan Blaney. Yeah. This is almost worse.
I feel like no matter how you feel about him, you do have to acknowledge that he is the show right now. He's the guy we're talking about because he's bringing some excitement to it. And I think as more Spire gets better, and they're going to, they are backed by
Hocevar's not going anywhere.
Company. They're going to keep getting better. Carson's going to keep getting better.
I mean, his contract, he's not going anywhere.
Yeah, he's going to be with Spire through the 2030s, or at least into the 2030s.
He's going to win races.
He's going to win races. It's going to happen sooner or later. He almost won Michigan. He could have won the 600 last year. Another Patreon comment about Carson. Perhaps this is from Dirt. Perhaps I'm biased because I noticed Hocevar really early in the trucks, but people need to make up their minds on him because he's here to stay. The I don't see it crowd just makes excuses because they don't like him and his attitude. You can dislike a driver, but disregarding his talent because you don't like him is lazy.
Good Lord, we got Patreon members subtweeting each other.
Drama.
Good, the drama in the Gay Racing Podcast Patreon.
Y'all better behave. Oh my
Y'all
goodness.
better behave. I'm just.
I mean,
y'all gonna write the show for us.
I mean, we'll watch.
I mean, damn. That's great.
I do think I agree with Dirt more though. Like do I like it when my driver, Blaney, or my fantasy picks are by Hocevar? No, I get a little nervous. But I do acknowledge that he's really talented and he just doesn't give a damn about anyone else out there.
I mean, Hocevar knew where his car was better than what Larson did yesterday. We talked about the really stupid mistake Larson made, and that's Kyle Larson, right? Carson Hocevar, yes, what he did was really stupid on that restart, but like all those other crazy moves he was making felt very calculated, and he never he didn't turn himself. He didn't turn himself like Larson did. So like you got to give Hocevar credit in that respect. He's very talented, especially in this style of racing that, it rewards really aggressive moves. It does with this kind of aerodynamic racing.
Yeah, I really like the nickname, the Hurricane, that Lee Diffie and Mike Joy have coined for him. And I kind of hope it sticks.
It's perfect.
Hurricane Hocevar.
Because
it works. You don't
Hurricane
know what you're going to
Hocevar.
get. You might get wrecked. You might get passed. You might, I don't know.
Category 5. It could be, he could go win. He could be fast. He might be like wrecking for 25th back there. Like,
you never know.
And it is entertaining. Like, he was so fun to watch yesterday.
Yeah.
And I can't wait for him to finally get that win. And I hope it's an exciting and dramatic fashion, honestly.
Yeah. And
I hope he turns Chase Elliott to do it, actually. I'm here for the drama. I hope he door bangs Chase Elliott for it. Could you imagine?
Dude, I could, because he would do it.
Oh, my God.
His first win and the crowd just booing the crap out of him would be iconic.
He won't care. He'll probably love it.
Yeah.
Carson does, I respect the hell out of his personality. And I don't know. I talked about this last year on, I think, our Atlanta episode. It's like the difference between Hocevar and Chastain is Chastain tried to act like, oh, I didn't want to do that, blah, blah, blah. But Carson
will be like, yeah, I did that.
So what? What are you going to do? I'm 6'4". Like, what? Yeah.
I do think that someone should try and fight him, though, if they actually
I thought it was going to happen last night.
I thought it was too.
Texas 2014, I literally thought it was just going to replay.
Because the drivers, the fans can say what they want, sure. But the drivers, if they're going to talk all this crap about Hocevar, same with Chastain a few years ago, if you're so upset about it, go knock his ass out then. Go
but that's on NASCAR, though. They penalize the drivers for fighting. That's on NASCAR. True. That's a whole different issue. It's a NASCAR issue.
When it gets to be like a safety issue, should NASCAR be like, go ahead and fight?
See, it's hard because they need to set they can't just come out with a rule randomly because it's like, all right, fighting is allowed.
Right.
They need to do it very, very subtly where it's like Bob Pockrass points it out, on a random Wednesday. That's what they need to do.
Yeah.
Anyways.
But yeah. Now, anything else on Atlanta specifically before we get into the point standings? We'll talk about the Truck and O'Reilly race.
Yeah,
after
we will
talk about points.
There were a lot of wrecks yesterday specifically. It felt we did have 2 overtimes. How do you feel about the overtimes, Mr. Alexander? You are the number 1 overtime hater.
I am the number 1 overtime hater. That's why I like the truck race.
Literally no over. We ran out of time, actually.
The wrecks did not bother me in this Atlanta race. I didn't feel like they were annoying.
Really?
I do wish overtime, if we have to have it, was only 1 attempt. So but maybe Hocevar wouldn't be as desperate into turn 1 because he knows hey, if I take out the 20 car, I'm not saying that's what he was thinking.
Yeah, you're right.
Maybe he's a little more patient because he knows hey, this is it. But with overtime, he's like, okay, I got an unlimited amount of times. If I wreck the 20, who cares? I get another try. That's just 1 attempt. With overtime as it currently stands, the current rule, unlimited, Hocevar can go out there and just keep wrecking him until, he gets what he wants. And I don't like that.
Well, do you want to go ahead and talk about the truck race actually now? Because while we're talking about overtime,
sure,
real quick, and then we'll get into the point standings. Because I thought, or you had a theory that maybe the ending of the truck race was cleaner because it had a time limit. So the truck race got like rain delayed, for anyone that doesn't know. It got rain delayed, and NASCAR, trying to be nice to the CW who has the O'Reilly race at 4 o'clock. They're like, okay, the truck race needs to get done by 4:20. All right. Yeah. And there were a lot of mad fans on Twitter about that. I personally love it. It's the same policy they used. I want to say it was at Chicago or New Hampshire one year.
I think it was New Hampshire.
They were racing to the sunset.
Oh, Chicago, the street race. Yeah.
They're racing to the sunset, basically. Like, it's just a different predetermined time. So there's a timer running, and when the timer runs out, if we don't finish the laps, well, that's the end of the race. Yeah. Besides Fox not showing the damn timer, I loved it because one, okay, we only lost 10 laps. Does that make a difference? No. Also, I just didn't like have that looming thought in the back of my head that's like, oh my God, if they wreck right now, that's going to add 30 minutes to this race.
Yeah, because you know when the race is going to be over. It's going to be over at the scheduled set time. It's great.
I think it made the drivers race cleaner.
Yeah, and it made it so intense. Because you knew if a caution came out, that race could be over, which is why I love series without overtime. If they get, like, let's say the Indy 500.
The Indy 500, yeah, literally.
Lap 200, that is the end of that race.
But it could also be lap 196. Like, if they wreck at 196, unless it's 2023. Like, it's, you know? That's what I found really interesting about that truck race. And it's kind of like, you know, the Cup race last night, it's just like, yeah, the finish was great and all, but I was also just like, man, I was ready to like turn off the TV of like 15 minutes ago. I was ready for this race to be over.
Like, we don't need to extend too much of a good thing. Like you've said before on here, like it's like junk food. We're just like, oh, seconds, thirds, fourths. Okay. And then you're just like sitting there stuffed. You're like, okay, I need to go home. I'm done. I'm good.
I don't get why people hated the time limit, though. Corey Haim on pit road said it's stupid because he wasn't told about it until after a while.
So,
baby, that's on your team.
That's on your team. Your team should have told you. It was NASCAR said this before the green flag even flew. Everyone should have been aware of this. That's on your team for not telling you. Don't know why they wouldn't tell you.
Yeah,
there's probably a reason. Why people are mad about it? People are just mad on Twitter. Because do you notice, Zach, on our Google Doc, not a single Patreon member brought this up?
I mean, again, it's 10
it's
laps.
It's a smaller sample size.
I don't think the people complaining realize they only lost 10 laps. Like,
and you lost the equivalent amount of laps at the stage caution. Be more mad about that. Maybe they should, either scrap the stage yellow.
Yes.
Then they would have finished the race.
They would have finished the race before that time. Exactly. Thank you.
And then Jeff Gluck was arguing with people. I think he needs to stop reading his Twitter replies at least as much. Because he was arguing with people on there. They were like, you're such an idiot. I'm just reading that like, Jeff, these people are just getting a rise out of you.
I will say, I think there's a fair criticism to like the infrastructure for NASCAR is not made to have a timer going. Like, think about it. Like, for example, I don't know if the scoring pylons have space for a timer. Unless they're like digital.
Well, they have like TV screens there.
Yeah, so TV screens are fine.
Think they Fox, need to do it in
I don't know if,
Fox. Sorry. We'll talk about Fox. I think what they should do is what IndyCar and F1 and other motorsport series do. They have a timer in the background where it's whether you're getting to the lap count or a time set first. This for super speedways all the time would be awesome. That would Remember that even the Brickyard 400. Remember that Brickyard 400 where they were like an hour long overtime because there was a red flag for one of them.
Wasn't that last year?
Was it last year?
That was when Bubba won. Yes.
Is it last year or year before?
They waited a whole hour just so Bubba Wallace could win the race on an overtime.
But it was just like, if we had a timer, we could wrap this up and make your TV partners happy, as we see here, because this race was delayed.
CW is so interesting to me.
I don't have an issue with this at all. I think it made the race product better by coincidence. And you're making your TV partners happy. Is it ideal that you lost 10 laps? No. But does it worsen the product for the fans at the track or at home? No. Because now the fans at the track, let's say they pushed it to Sunday morning, so they get a full race in. How many people are going to be able to go to that? Like, you're going to get up earlier, or if they push it after the Cup
All
race,
the teams spending money to stay.
And then the teams would have
night.
to spend money on hotels another night. Then
just
they
for
have to
10
get
laps.
back to Charlotte a day later. It's so not worth it.
No.
I am perfectly fine with it. I think people mad about it are just mad to be mad.
Yeah.
Honestly.
Now, we're not saying that we need to go full IMSA and have timed races. That's not what we're saying.
I just think
a backup.
A TV window time limit or the lap counter.
Yeah.
Just do it at Daytona, Talladega, and Atlanta. Honestly. Because they keep wrecking in overtime. Or, alternatively, just one overtime.
Yeah.
But this is because of a rain delay. And the TV windows were going to merge.
Why is the truck race not Friday night?
Honestly.
I know they want the 2-day shows because there's like no practice at Atlanta. So it's like there's nothing going on the track Saturday. I get that. But still. I was just Friday night. I was ready to watch the truck race.
Me too. It was good.
Point standings. I have a graphic from Toby Christie I can pull up. Do you want me to do that?
Okay.
It's a really cool.
Go for it.
Cause we used his for the playoffs last year.
Yeah, we used Toby Christie last year.
Is it coming? I said, oh, there it is. I hit the button and it wasn't showing up.
I see it.
So I like it because like the right half of the standings are the guys not in, and then the left half are the guys in. Of course, just 2 races, but as you notice, 23-11 is at the top of the standings. We can see that win bonus really paying off for Tyler Reddick in those both races because he has like double the amount of points above the cut line than Bubba. So
Reddick has a 40-point lead over Bubba Wallace right now.
Yes. And Bubba
2 races in. That is so cool.
That's awesome. And I mean, Hocevar and Elliott, if they were get a win, they'll catch right back up to Reddick or get as close as they could. Like that's so cool to me. And we got some wild names in these playoffs or the chase right now. We got Zane Smith, Suarez,
well, let's go through the top 5.
Yes.
We have Reddick, and then you have Bubba Wallace, who is 40 points back. Chase Elliott, 44 behind. This is from Reddick, not the 16th. Hocevar is 4th in points, 51 back. And Zane Smith, as you said, 54 points back from Tyler Reddick. That is so cool. What a cool start to the season. I really have grown on this Daytona Atlanta start to the season.
Really? I'm still...
I like it. It eases. I think it's good for a casual viewer who likes Daytona. And it mixes things up at the start of the season. It gives people like Zane Smith a shot at being up toward the top for a while. Gives them a good boost.
I guess.
And I think it's something IndyCar should look at and put an oval right after the Indy 500. Kind of similar situation.
Oh, that's true. Yeah, that is a good argument. Like, I mean, my thing is, it's so cold in Georgia in February, and it's like, but where else are they going to go?
Maybe they should have done this to Texas, but that's an argument that's long dead at this point.
The thing I don't like is us going to a road course next week. I feel like we could go to Vegas and really still carry that momentum, but it is what it is.
Yeah. And then right at the Chase cut line, you have Ryan Preece +5, Chase Briscoe +1, and Shane Van Gisbergen +1. Talk about him in a second. Ty Dillon -1, Allmendinger -2, John Hunter Nemechek -2. Kyle Larson, who was in that crash, is -3 and 21st. Not a good start for him. And if you're on video, you can see the whole point standings there for yourself.
I thought you was about to read it all. I was like, Alex,
no. That's for our audio people.
We
ain't got all audio listeners.
I find it Denny Hamlin and Christopher Bell are really not really mired back, literally just 13 points out. But like, it's all tight. They'll make it up, but you know, you don't want to start the year off like this.
Right. Well, first of all, I want to talk about, we have some Patreon comments. Let's just go with that. We have some Patreon comments from Mississippi. Keep the points up, Zach. From Mississippi, 2 in a row for Tyler Reddick, LFG. So happy for that team after the year they had last year, 1 and 2 in points.
That's true.
Patreon member Daniel said, wow, someone definitely lit a fire under Tyler Reddick. That was impressive. 2311 has come to play this year. And from Patreon member Shane, man, that was some fun racing. Handling made for a good show again. Reddick joins Jeff Gordon and Matt Kenseth to win the first 2 races of the season. And as Shane says, Reddick's the first one to win the first 2 races of the season since Kenseth in 2009.
I remember that year. I remember when he did that.
Fun fact, Matt Kenseth did not make the chase that year.
I remember that too. In fact, if you go back, like, remember when Jamie McMurray won like 2 races? He won the Brickyard and the Daytona 500 and he missed the chase.
Yeah.
And that's kind of allegedly why they did that's kind of where winning in kind of started coming in with the wild card.
The wild cards.
Eliminations.
Yeah.
I find Tyler Reddick yesterday, back to him, because our comments mentioned it. Like, he looked more excited for yesterday's win than the Daytona 500. He was like popping off. Like, it's a huge amount of energy for him to be carrying into the start of the season.
Definitely. This is only the second time winning the first 2 races in the year has happened in our lifetimes. Second time, 2009, and this year. Last time was...
Oh, wait, second. I thought you meant third. Sorry.
Second.
I was like, I wasn't born in 1997.
I was born in 98. It wasn't.
I know. I was confused too. I'm like, Alex, you ain't that old.
Jeff Gordon did this in 1997. So this does not happen often at all. So yeah, Reddick has a huge boost going into
the media
season.
The media tour really makes it hard. It's kind of like the Indy 500 winner in Detroit. It's really hard for them to go win Detroit.
Yeah. Last comment here on the points. Patreon member Dylan says, super interested to see what drivers take advantage of their big starts to the season. I personally have high hopes for Daniel Suarez, who is currently in 7th.
I mean, it was 2 years ago where it's like Ricky Stenhouse had a really good start to the season and he stayed at that kind of 16th place cutoff line. Of course, we got a bunch of new winners and, he kind of got forgotten, but maybe it wasn't 2 years ago. Maybe it was last year then, because he won. Oh no, it's 2024. Yeah, 2024. Yeah. So, I mean, you never know with someone like Daniel Suarez. They could they're going to need, the thing about guys like Suarez and SVG for that matter, they're going to need as many points as they can get.
Yeah.
And that's really bad for people low-key Alex Bowman.
Yeah.
Low-key Ty Gibbs. You need as many points as you can get, and you are already on the back foot.
Ty Gibbs is 33rd in points, 28 points behind 16th.
I mean, so many of these drivers know that they have to have a near perfect 26 races if they want to make the chase.
Shane Van Gisbergen, that stage incident with Kyle Larson, that he was going to get maybe third or fourth in that stage. That would have been 8 points.
Yeah.
That would have been super, super valuable for him.
Look, he'll be 5th in points next week. Don't worry.
I know, but that's race 3. Race 26, I think he's going to be right where he is now, right around 16th. He's going to need every point he can get. Those 8 points would have been huge for SVG, but couldn't quite get it thanks to Kyle Larson. Yeah. Love that we're talking about points. Race 2 of the year.
And it will only get more interesting from here because it's so hard to read into this with just 2 races.
And now we can actually look at the whole field too. We're not just looking at 16th to whatever. Like, that's great. Well, guys, today we're going to retire the T. How do you guys feel about that?
I feel sad about it. I'm kind of sad.
Because we're going to rebrand it to Hot Topics if you watch Wendy Williams' show.
I mean, listen, when Alex brought the idea to me, I'm like, no, the T is iconic for us.
But then I asked Zack,
thinking about it.
I asked Zack, how often do we use the word T these days? Just T has left the vernacular. I haven't used that word in a couple years.
It's kind of old lingo anyway. Like, that was slang back in 2020.
Yeah. So
when we started. So Hot Topics
is a thing that I think is going to stick. We have some drama. There's some drama here in these Hot Topics.
But let's start off with something a little heartwarming, which is Kyle Busch, which is not normally heartwarming to me. Normally it makes my heart cold. But Kyle Busch. So our last night, Alex came to visit me last week.
Yeah.
And last night we didn't know what to watch. We were going to watch Mamma Mia, but that didn't happen. We found the Rowdy documentary on Prime.
Did not know this existed.
I don't know. How did we not know when it came out? Like, I don't remember it being advertised. It was so weird. It's somewhat recent. It's like at least post 2020 or whatever.
Sorry,
Anyways.
I'm trying not to laugh because I'm thinking of when Jamie Little randomly brought up the 1979 Daytona 500.
Jamie Little. Girl, she had me dead.
I don't know why she brought that up still.
They were talking about something in Kyle Busch's career, and then Jamie Little for 2 minutes is talking about the 1979 Daytona 500, and at the end is like, that's like Kyle Busch. Like,
oh my God.
It's like a kid in kindergarten raising their hand about like something random. Anyway, this Rowdy documentary was really good.
Yeah, it's really good.
Covered like not only Kyle Busch's career, but like why he is a polarizing figure in the, you know, the 2010s, 2000s NASCAR, why he kind of left Hendrick Motorsports. And there was something that me and Alex weren't really aware of. As most of you guys know, like Rick Hendrick's son, very involved in Hendrick Motorsports. He was one of the many involved in that tragic plane accident in 2004. Apparently Kyle Busch and Ricky were they were close. They were close friends. And
super close.
Ricky was like able to bring Kyle back down to earth. I mean, obviously, if you didn't know, Kyle Busch is a bit of a hothead, especially when he was younger. Ricky Hendrick was kind of Kyle's little anchor. He was his anchor. I think that's what they said in the show.
Yeah.
So people like wonder, like, if Ricky Hendrick never passed away, if that accident never happened, Kyle Busch could have stayed at Hendrick forever. He would have kept a more level head, been smarter race car driver.
Rick Hendrick, I believe himself says that in the doc. Like,
yes,
we won't know, but it's possible that he could have stayed there.
So to circle back, 1 week later, after we watched that documentary, 20-something years later, after the passing of Ricky Hendrick and all that, and Kyle Busch wins a truck race in the Ricky Hendrick cars scheme. It's just like a cool little full circle moment. I just thought it was really cute. And he's never won in the HendrickCars.com scheme before. I mean, I don't even know if he's run it before, but it just felt like a really cool full circle.
Well, when he got out of the car, he put his hat on backwards. You and I were freaking out. Like, oh my God. We know the context. We know what happened here.
That made me really happy because this isn't just something we realize. Like, Kyle is thinking about it in that moment as well.
Yeah.
That's just so awesome. It's one of the really, I feel good when Kyle Busch wins a truck race, especially at this stage of his career. Yeah. I felt even better just with that context in it. So yeah, I just thought it was really cool.
And you know, our predictions episode with Eric Eastep, I did say this is Kyle Busch's last year in Cup. He wins the truck race and then he wrecks in the Sunday Cup race.
That sounds like an average Kyle Busch weekend to me. So
I'm just saying, maybe he's like, oh, I could be doing this all the time. I could be winning these truck races, get to 100 truck wins.
He's running at least 8 truck races this season.
Yeah.
So
that's another reason I think he's going to retire. He should try to go for 100 truck wins. He's at like 68, 69, something like that.
That would actually be a challenge for him.
Yeah.
I actually think that would be it because he would have to. I mean, he can get he could Corey Haim a bunch of seasons, but
yeah,
I don't know. It's not a guarantee.
No.
Yeah, and that's something else we can talk about on another episode. Like I'm kind of liking all the Cup drivers back in these races, but we can talk about that at a later episode because nothing much to talk about at super speedways, especially when Ross Chastain dumped Austin Hill, which we'll get to in a minute.
Let's talk about it.
We'll get to it right now.
Oh my God. That O'Reilly race was incredible. And girl, Sheldon Creed finally wins.
Sheldon Creed, the wheel is at his hands. He finally gets it done.
15 second place finishes, finally gets to win after it looked like Austin Hill was about to win again. Because of course, gets spun by Ross Chastain, which is hilarious. I actually gasped when that happened. Like, oh my God. And then Adam Alexander ate that call up. Jamie McMurray, Parker Kligerman are probably hugging onto each other, screaming. Adam Alexander is screaming top of his lungs. That was one of the best calls Adam Alexander has ever done. And
he's done a lot of good calls, to be fair.
He has.
He's actually really good.
His improvement the last 5-6 years has been so remarkable, because I remember when Fox got the O'Reilly series and they put Adam Alexander in, He was not that good at that point. He was not that good when he was on TNT, in my opinion, either back in the day.
Really? No. See, that's where I think you're wrong. I think he's always been solid.
Nah, he hasn't been good for the last couple of years. But man,
No.
in my opinion,
baby, no,
what?
You're talking. No, do not be talking smack. No, like I won't say that he was like generational or anything back in the TNT days, but I think he was a fine commentator. I don't know. We've seen a lot of bad commentators. So it's like,
he was commentating in the days of Andy Reid. So
you mean Andy Petrie?
What's his name?
Andy Reid. Andy Reid's the Kansas City.
That's a football guy. What's his name?
Andy Petrie. You talking
No.
about? Marty Reid.
Marty Reid.
Marty Reid.
I had
Marty
Andy Petrie and Marty Reid combined.
Marty Reid was not good.
Marty Reid.
Even though Marty Reid every now and then hit it. Sometimes he hit it. The nail in the final coffin. I mean,
girl,
we're gonna be talking about that. The chase is back. Oh my
man.
gosh! Either
love
way,
the CW booth.
The CW booth. The whole broadcast is great.
Were those 10 truck laps worth it to sacrifice having the CW start on time for this?
Yes.
Yeah.
Let's be nice to the CW because they are literally showing the best product every week.
They have upped this up. Patreon member Shane says, shout out to Sheldon Creed for finally winning a race in the O'Reilly series, saying he was literally screaming, "Come on, Sheldon, pedal it." It was a great win.
See,
you want to say that, Zach?
This is so surreal. Sheldon. Like, Sheldon Creed won a race.
So crazy.
Like, I can't believe that happened. It's been such a long... He finished second, 15 times? 15 times he finished second.
Can you recite what Shane said?
In a Vince Welch voice? Come on, wait, no. Or just my normal... Come on,
just your
Sheldon,
voice.
pedal it?
Yeah.
Come on. I thought it said paddle it.
Oh.
I don't know. I'm not paddling nothing. Not Sheldon Creed. But what? Come on, Sheldon, pedal it? Am I missing something?
Give your voice. Like, you're not getting what I'm putting down.
I'm too...
I thought you'd be hyped up and doing it anyway.
For Sheldon Creed?
Yeah.
Only if it's Vince Welch. Sheldon Creed!
You ain't putting what I'm getting down. Anyway.
I don't. Nope. Sorry.
He's got...
You keyed me in before the show. You trying to get me to do something.
It was an idea I had just now. It flopped. It's fine.
Yeah. Flop of the week to Alexander. There we go. It's all right. Wendy Williams
Fox confirms that all Cup races will have side-by-side commercials, not just the super speedways. No green flag laps will be missed. We were speculating about this last week. They did confirm it. Cool.
This is a huge win for Fox Sports. NASCAR on Fox. They're off to a great start this year, and I cannot believe I saw someone complain about it yesterday. Someone complained that they wrecked during the side-by-side. They're like, this is what's wrong with NASCAR on Fox coverage. You have got to be kidding me.
They all do it.
You have got to be kidding me.
I do think there might be a few too many commercials and maybe too often, but I will take it over not missing any green flags.
I'm not complaining about it now. I might complain about it in a few years. I might complain about it like in 5 years after it's been the norm, but I'm certainly not going to complain about it after, I mean, just like 2 weeks ago during the duel when it went to full screen commercial and we couldn't watch the damn race. We can still watch the race. I don't need to hear Mike Joy being like, and the 34 is involved. I don't need to hear that. I can see that while Arby's is showing me the meat. It's fine. I'm fine. It's great. I'm peeing during the race less too. I'm literally on at the TV more. Like, I do not want to leave that TV ever.
So. Clap if you think this is a good move by Fox. I'm clapping. I'm clapping.
I'm gonna knock my glass over. I'm clapping so hard. Damn.
No, that's really cool. Toyota has signed Keelan Harvick, Kevin Harvick's 13-year-old son, to... Did I say Kevin Harvick?
No, I'm laughing for a different reason.
Okay.
Keep reading.
To a development deal. Toyota has signed Keelan Harvick.
I think about how in other sports, all the headlining, like, signed contracts are for actual adults, and here NASCAR's for a 13-year-old. I mean, it's different because, like, I don't think... I feel like nepotism isn't like as big of a thing in other sports. than it is like racing because it's so money motivated.
Mm-hmm.
I find this super interesting. Adam Stern made that post while Keelan was in a Hendrick Cars like fire suit Chevrolet and stuff.
Oh, really?
I find that interesting. Like this is a poach. It feels almost like a poach, even though it technically isn't, because
Toyota has all these development drivers and nowhere to put them.
They like to make it like F1, I guess. All right, they got a lot of drivers, and they will pick the very best for their few seats. I mean, look, they got Christopher Bell.
I saw a post that was speculating that Ford and Chevy secretly pays Toyota to develop the drivers, and then they'll just buy them back at some point.
I mean, I think they just poach the ones Toyota doesn't want, which has it worked out? Well, technically Joey Logano didn't really go through a Toyota development. That was
kind of before that kind of started. But
I'm trying to think of anybody else who went through that Toyota pipeline, and was that like Harrison Burton, but he's not like a champion or anything.
Sammy Smith was Toyota, I think, for a minute.
Sammy Smith was Toyota. Corey Haim's still at Toyota for how long?
Yeah.
I think Denny's going to try to keep him, to be fair, but
I think he will. Yeah. This last hot topic here, this is drama. Ooh. There's a lot of drama here.
Did y'all miss NASCAR? Because I certainly did. We're coming back.
Joe Gibbs Racing has filed a lawsuit against former competition director Chris Gabehart. JGR has alleged that Gabehart shared classified information with Spire Motorsports. Spire has quietly announced Gabehart has joined the team as Chief Motorsport Officer.
Quietly.
And this was rumored that Gabehart was going to Spire for most of the offseason. And it's kind of like that announcement never came. The season started. That's weird. Maybe there was speculation.
Yeah, like why would you be quiet about it?
Maybe there's like a clause where they can't announce it yet, something like that. Well, now we know why. JGR says Gabehart asked for, quote, authority over all racing decisions and then was denied and asked to leave, is what Bob Pockris tweeted. So I'm assuming that means he was fired at that point, or maybe asked to resign.
Authority over all racing decisions. Like, does that mean like from a business standpoint or just competitive? Like,
I'm thinking competitive because he was their competition director.
I guess so, yeah. All racing decisions. Well, that could also mean like, racing in... I don't know what that would mean. I'm gay. I literally don't know what that could mean. I've never worked for a race team. Was denied and fired when you ask for your boss for something and you just get fired. Jesus.
They must have like speculated that he was doing that at this point.
Well, certainly. What could they possibly find in Chris Gabehart's personal property or whatever?
Well,
what could they possibly find?
Get this. JGR did forensic analysis of Gabehart's devices and alleges he synced personal Google Drive with a Joe Gibbs Racing laptop and had photos of JGR's setup info in a folder called Spire.
Well, that settles the case closed.
What could that mean? Spire could mean anything. Maybe it's an acronym for something.
Yeah, maybe. Or maybe, I don't know. He was just like... oh, this is my application for Spire. Let me just keep it on my current work computer. So I don't.
But he was putting all the JGR info in the Spire thing.
This is the second time, by the way, that like it's alleged that JGR has had setup stolen from them. Remember RCR? There's and then Austin Dillon suddenly is like the best car at Richmond. It's just and that's something to do with like this spec platform. We're not building different cars, somewhat different cars. Like we all are getting the same Lego kit and we're building them the same. And there's only so many ways to set it up. Teams will figure out the secrets. They don't want those secrets to get out. I wonder now, like JGR, how intense are they going to make their like, what do you call it? The way they protect their information. Because this is 2 incidents now.
Right.
And I'm curious to see if this goes to court. The experts think it will get settled.
I listened to the teardown earlier today, and their breakdown of this was really interesting. They were saying that they think it'll be settled as well, but if it does not, it's going to go to the same courthouse that the 2311 and Firmer Motorsports NASCAR trial was at. So might have more NASCAR
Not
content.
these guys again. God.
But
these same Toyota clowns.
what I found really interesting is that Jordan Bianchi on the Teardown was saying that the main concern JGR has is not Spire having that information, the JGR setups and everything, but for Hendrick Motorsports to get that information because they're both Chevrolet teams.
And that information, there's an information stream there. I mean,
yeah,
it's a thing. Especially, if Hendrick's helping Spire, they're going to want something in return. I don't know how those politics work, though, but certainly, if Hendrick's sharing setups to you, they would probably be able to see what they're doing, but it's not iRacing, so I don't know if that's how that works. Anyways, I'll be interested to see where that's drama. That's messy. I'm excited.
That is messy. That's a hot topic. Let us know if you like hot topics. Let us know if you want this to keep it the T, because I haven't used the word T, and so it's only on the pod. So I don't know. I think I could do more Wendy Williams bits too in the future. So I don't know.
We'll see.
Anyway, fantasy. Zach, we both have 1 point on the year.
So
you got the point at Daytona, and I got the point for Atlanta. I had Blaney, and you had Logano.
What did we do last year when we were tied? I think we did something complicated. Did you want to keep doing that, or did you want to make it simple for the rest of the year?
I think what we did last year was the most wins, right?
Right, but we don't have. It was also basically
wins.
The best finish.
Best finish.
The best finish would be considered the points leader, and then whoever wasn't the points leader would get to pick first. My other idea, the simple thing is whoever lost the previous week.
Yeah, that might be easier.
Yes, it would be easier, and we'll stick with it for the whole year. However, that means I get to pick first at a road course.
Okay.
So we'll stick with this for the rest of the... I'm pinky promising. We'll stick with this for the rest of the year. Okay, pinky promise. All right, Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen. Shane Van Gisbergen. Sorry, I'll have a win for next week. So this will be a lot easier to figure out next time.
So I said in our predictions video, I think Connor Zilish is going to win COTA. So I'm sticking with that.
Okay. Really?
Yeah.
Okay. Wait, so hold on.
Yeah.
So the tiebreaker is whoever lost the previous week. Are we ignoring wins completely, or is should we still consider wins if we're tied on wins or not tied on wins? You know what I mean?
Maybe once we have a win in the system,
if we're tied on wins, we just go to
whoever didn't win the week before.
Yes, you pinky promise on that.
Pinky promise,
because I just kind of remembered we only got tied on wins at some point. Okay.
Yeah.
Whatever. Anyways.
Yeah. IndyCar's back this weekend. You may have noticed we did not do an IndyCar predictions video. That's because I was busy planning and visiting Zack that I totally forgot to set that up. And then I asked Zack, do you want to do predictions video? And he said, don't make me laugh. So
I was not laughing. He did not make me do it.
Because it's just a lot of planning. You have to find a guest, all that kind of stuff. And it's just we're going to talk about Alex Palou for an hour. I'd rather not do that. So who's our picks for IndyCar? So based on what we just said, I would go first because you won the championship a year ago.
That's what we were going to do anyways.
Okay. Last year, we predicted 7 of the 17 IndyCar winners. St. Pete, I'm going with Alex Palou. I'm just basically doing what you did with SVG.
I mean, yeah, that's pretty. And Ganassi wasn't always that strong there, but they have been. I mean, they won last year. I don't know who to go with, to be honest. Who's feeling good this year? I'll go
Mick Schumacher. That's a great pick. I think
I will
do great on his debut.
Pato Award.
Pato. Okay.
I mean, he was the best of the rest last year in the championship standings. So he's won at St. Pete before. Technically,
this is probably the least I've followed IndyCar in the off season. I keep forgetting David Malukas is at Penske now.
Did Dale Coyne announce their driver yet?
It's Romain Grosjean.
Okay, Romain Grosjean.
they had the whole media day, and Grosjean was there, but he didn't take any pictures or anything.
I was listening to David Land's podcast about it, and it was just like, it was a meme. It was just a meme.
Yeah. And then they announced it like a week after media day. I don't understand why they had such a holdup, but it's Grosjean. They have some drivers that I don't know. Mick Schumacher is at Rahal now. There's a lot of changes for IndyCar this year. Phoenix is going to be on the schedule this year with NASCAR doubleheader.
Yeah, baby, it's next week.
Yeah, no.
You said this year. Like, yeah, it'll be later this year. No, baby, it's next week. I feel like, I don't know if IndyCar's changed that much. I think the schedule's changed a lot.
There's a few notable changes. Yeah, the schedule's pretty
I don't know about the drivers. I mean, I guess Colton Herta leaving, Will Power leaving, Penske, yeah. We'll see. Lucas, we'll see.
Yeah.
We'll see if the racing's good. I don't even know if I'll be able to watch it live. I plan Sunday, but...
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Well, Coda. I think I'm actually excited for Coda. I thought Coda the last 2 years...
Coda was good last year.
It was really good last year. I even liked
layout.
I liked it the year before too, honestly. I just like Coda.
Same.
But yeah, we'll have some good road course racing. Hopefully there's probably still some tire wear. And we'll see at SVG. This is the last road course he has not won at on the Cup schedule. So
yeah,
see if he can get it done. But yeah, go ahead, carry us off the show, Alex. Patreon members.
Well, if you are wanting to be a part of the discussion throughout the episode, that's our patreon.com/gayracingpod, just for $2 a month if you want to join that little conversation we had throughout the episode. And if you do a $5 a month tier, you can get any bonus videos we do early. And you can like and subscribe on YouTube, leave 5 stars on the podcast platforms, and follow us on all the socials at Gay Racing Pod, at New Gaden, and Zack Racing. And by the way, we're also on Instagram. I want to try pushing Instagram a little bit more this year. Zack, you have at Dreamy Zack Design. You're posting.
Oh yeah, I'll check out my
schemes you make.
Dreamy Zack Design, DZ Design, Dreamy Zack Design, whatever I call it.
Instagram's definitely our smallest following. So if you don't follow us there, go ahead and do that for the pod at least.
Yep. And we will see you guys next week to talk about NASCAR at Coda, IndyCar at St. Pete. Make sure you subscribe so you don't miss it. And we'll see you guys next time. Bye.
Bye.